do you like them apples?
All right, Lucy. So what is the consensus? Do you think Tom Brady is playing poorly just because of the off-field issues, or do you think the Saints had anything to do with it?
I think this is happening because he's getting old, and he is realizing that he is getting old. And there's a lot of factors here. So where to begin is the question, because what has not happened this week? So Tom Brady this week has gone through things that we have not really seen to this level, I think, with Gisele, because they have had marital issues before, documented ones where they have talked about this on Tom versus Time. They said they got to a point where they were working with a marriage counselor, totally normal, but they got to a point where they were writing letters to each other about, and that's how they were communicating about their true feelings. So they have been at points like this before. However, not like this, because Gisele in her Elle magazine interview said, this is my turn now, my turn to have my career and work on what I am doing in my life. And so then the reports come out swiftly that they are not living together, which coincides with the fact that she is now working on her own thing. So if she's in New York working and he's in Tampa playing, then naturally they're not living together. That doesn't mean that they're completely separated. That doesn't mean that there's a lot of trouble, although I do believe there are probably issues going on. And I think that did play a part in the game against the Saints, where we saw Brady throw a tablet. We saw Brady throw his helmet. We saw Brady being a part of a brawl, which is not very Tom Brady like that we've seen. I think he does. I think he swears more than we think. I think he has more anger than we think, but which is great. I love that. I love that side of Brady that is saying F you to people. And if you are a lip reader, you saw a lot of things from Tom Brady in this game. However, I think most of it was the fact that he just wanted to beat the Saints so badly. But I think it's hard to say that the side of the Gisele personal issues side of it did not play a role, because, as you were saying, he is human. We are all human. Those things, absolutely, personal issues play into the way that you perform your job, the way that you bring things into work. God knows I have had those days. Today may or may not be one of them, so it's like, God. But in Tom Brady's case, he is an expert compartmentalizer. He has built his entire TB12 brand off of mental stability and wellness. And I'm not saying that mental stability is important every single day and that that's expected every single day, essentially. But with Tom Brady, he has been hyper-focused. This is something he is known for, and he blocks out the noise. He is the lion, he's the storm, he's the roar, he's the all of that stuff. And I think that if he and Gisele, let's say, get divorced or something very blowout happens with them, I think it will make him better, because he will absolutely throw himself into football, because right now, that if that happens, that's what he's chosen. He has two choices now: Gisele, football. Those are the two things, essentially, because Gisele is saying, stop playing football and we can live our lives and you can be around the kids, or keep playing football and I'm just going to go do my own thing and we won't live together. So I think if he and Gisele decide, okay, so we're getting divorced, let's say, then he will get better. The worse it gets with Gisele, I think the better he will play on the field, because he is an expert at that and using things in his personal life that are difficult to play better on the field and throw himself into it more, because it contributes more to the competitive spirit that he has. But I think this game had a lot to do with the fact that he just wanted to beat the Saints. There was one moment where he threw that tablet and I thought, his life's really falling apart, huh? So I feel like there's some Gisele portion of that, because it was in the news, I think. And I think he knows that people know that they're having issues and that there's a lot of pressure on him currently. I think also after week one, he said, I'm realizing I'm old, I'm tired, I'm sore today. And I mean, I don't know at this point, would I rule out a mid-season retirement for Tom Brady? If they had lost against the Saints, I feel like he would have retired that night right there. But I think he will, as he has said, I have a commitment to the team. I made a commitment to the team. So he's going to keep playing. But I feel like that's the only reason he's playing. I mean, that's what it sounded like when he said that.
If we keep going down this road, it sounds like he could
win one ring but lose another. So how does he salvage both?
There you go.
How does he find a way to make sure that he gets that Super Bowl that he wants so badly, because that's the only goal for him, but also make sure this marriage stays intact? Just your personal opinion, because you certainly know the ins and outs of all of this.
Yes, so I think they go together. That's a very good way to put it, I think, because I think, is on the verge of losing two of those things. But if he wins the Super Bowl, then he can go to Gisele and say, look, it was worth it. She said after one of the Super Bowls he won, she said, what more do you have to prove? On the field, she said this to him. So I think if he wins the Super Bowl this year, which I don't know if he honestly has the stamina to continue to do that. But if he does, I think he's driven to do that, because he can then go to Gisele and say, look, this was worth it. I am done. I am finishing with a Super Bowl win. I get this ring and I will buy you another ring and we can have all the rings together. And that's what will happen. He will buy her gifts and presents and more things like that. No, but I think if he wins the Super Bowl, he can say, look, all of that stuff was worth it. And so it wasn't just for nothing. It wasn't just to end the season before the Super Bowl. This will be worth it. And look, Gisele, now we can go live happily ever after, truly, with our kids, and I'll be around and I will help out. And well, that's the thing too, is he has all these other businesses. So I think he is at a midlife crisis, Tom, as I think what we're seeing right now, because he doesn't know where his priorities lie. But I think if he wins a Super Bowl, it will go a long way to saving the wedding ring portion of his rings while he gets another one. But I don't know if that's going to happen. And I think Brady is in a place where he's trying to sort everything out. And I definitely think we are verging on midlife crisis. You look at the hair, you look at the face, it's tough not to say he's going through stuff.
Yeah, he needs to start hanging out with Aaron Rodgers and get that same haircut, the midlife crisis haircut that Aaron Rodgers is currently sporting. But Lucy, let's talk about your other team, the original team that you had, the Patriots. They actually had a win on Sunday against the Steelers. So are things looking up, at least for your Patriots fandom?
They are looking up to the point where I am comfortable betting on them again. I took the Steelers in this game, and it was my only bet of the weekend that did not hit. So thanks. My Lions did not. My Lions won. The Lions are the most important thing in my entire life right now. It's the Detroit Lions. Thank you for the win, guys. And they have scored so many points. I mean, Hutch and the Roar boys are really going to make some noise this season. But I think with the Patriots, I am now comfortable betting on them because they have a win under their belt. It's not like they are 0-2, which would have been a disaster. That would have been an absolute disaster for them, for Belichick. And I think Belichick can now, he can now say, we won the game, so we're on the right path. I don't exactly trust them to go deep into the playoff. I don't think at this point they're a playoff team, but I am comfortable week to week now betting on them, and as I will be this week.
Okay, we have about 2.5 minutes, so we can't go too long here, Lucy, but I have to know, you've been wearing black for the better part of 2 weeks now, mourning the Queen. How long is this going to last?
The rest of my life. I am now wearing black every day to embrace the darkness of life. No, I did honor the Queen by wearing black every day. And now I love it. And now I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to go to Hot Topic. I'm going to just get into this. For Halloween, I'm like Googling goth movie characters. Which one should I be for Halloween? That's kind of where I am. But no, the Queen's funeral was a beautiful day. And I wore the pearls for that day because you build up to it. You look at what I modeled what I was doing after what Kate Middleton was doing, where you get a little bit fancier every day. And she got a little bit fancier with like one of the services. She wore a little bit of netting on her hat. Yesterday, she went full netting with the hat, and Princess Charlotte had a hat and a brooch and the whole thing. And Chelsa is dying because nobody cares about this.
She's dying.
Know, but absolutely no one cares. I understand it. I was up watching this, but I know that nobody cares. So I did not talk too much about it. I just watched the day unfold, and now we can move on. I will say I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for King Charles's. I'm also very ready to just feel American again. Sing the national anthem, America the Beautiful, and I am ready to be American once again and go Patriots.
Jenks, we almost got out of the segment without talking about
I know. I had to ask. I had to. I'm so sorry. I saved it for the very end.
Shall we speak of the royal family?
Oh my God.
Sorry
Jinx,
about
this
that.
is on you. This is not Lucy's
I know.
fault. She is going to talk about the royal
Sorry.
family if you ask her about it. But we've got to go because it's almost time for the break. So great stuff from Lucy Burdge today on Tom Brady and, of course, the royal family. She's a BetQL writer and host of Back to the Futures each and every Sunday night right here on BetQL. And follow her on Twitter at Lucille Burdge. Lucy, thanks so much.
Thank you. A big God save the king to you all.